Hello, my name is Bradley Prater. Welcome to another video. Today we're going to have a look into the game Hydro Thunder Hurricane. Now, I remember playing this game as a child back in the day when I got to go to Chuck E. Cheese. I believe that this game had older variations. They were called, I think it was just called Hydro Thunder, to be honest. Of course, the Hydro Thunder games in the Chuck E. Cheese were actual arcade machines and not disc copies of a game or downloadable copies of a game. This copy of the game is on the Microsoft Store for around $10. If it's not on sale, if it's on sale, I have no idea. But I fully believe that the game is going to be a lot of fun, so let's go ahead and jump into the video and not waste any more time. The game was released back in 2010. It was published by Xbox Game Studios and the developer was called Vector Unit. Unfortunately, Vector Unit has directed their attention to mobile games. You may know them for making the game called Beach Buggy Racing on the Android and iPhone, and Beach Buggy Racing 2 on the Android and iPhone. It looks like the only console game that they actually have ever come out with was Hydro Thunder Hurricane, which is what we're going to be playing today. So, I'm going to be honest with you, it probably was for the best that they stuck to mobile games after making Hydro Thunder Hurricane. Now, although the graphics look very nice for the game, some of the physics on the game itself were a little weird and I didn't quite understand the game modes. On the main menu, there's two main menus by the way. There is a single player mode and a ghost race mode. They both make pretty good sense, either if you want to play single player or you want to challenge yourself against your own ghosts. I guess that's what you would want to do with it. Going into the single player mode, that is the only mode I played. I didn't actually touch the ghost mode, so sorry about that. We won't be seeing that in this video. But in the single player menu, there are 4 options for you to continue playing through the game. Lucky for you, I played all 4 of those game modes. So, the first game mode, that is single race mode. You just go and you do single races and you gain credits and or experience. That's what credits are in this game, is XP. And then that is literally it. That's all you do in that game mode, is you get XP. The second game mode is called Ring Master. Now, in this game mode, all you do is you go back to the single race mode and you do the same tracks that you did before, but this time you have to drive through a bunch of rings in order to collect a boost so that you can boost yourself through the race faster and beat the time limit. The third race mode is called Gauntlet. So I was a little confused as to what it meant by Gauntlet, but literally Gauntlet mode is just you dodging bombs and running away from enemies that are dropping bombs while going through the same racetracks as before. The final mode is Championship mode. Now, I don't know why Championship mode is at the bottom, because it's definitely the last race mode that you're going to end up doing, because you have to get a certain amount of experience to be able to unlock each and every race mode. So, Championship mode is the main career mode. You do tournaments to get through the game and beat your enemies, and you have to pick a specific vehicle and a specific class to race. Now let's get back to the graphics. So, this game highly focuses on water detail. I believe that the water detail in the game is very nice. It is definitely nothing like Skyrim or any other like AAA title that's been out in the past years or around that era of time. But the graphics are based solely around like the water effects and mostly environmental details. Water splash effects on the screen are very detailed and extremely pretty to look at. They can actually be distracting during the race because of how cool it is. It looks like it's running off of the lens of a fisheye camera. Motion blur, on the other hand, is a little overused. It's kind of ugly, and when you hit above 170 miles an hour or something like that, it gets so blurry to the point where you can't see at all. It greatly drowns out the game and the surroundings around you because they focused so much on the artistic abilities of making the tracks look so unique in their own ways, in their own fashions, and all sorts of which whats and hizzity whats, that it takes away from the game when you have too much motion blur blurring the entire screen terribly. Alongside with that, there are some interesting environmental changes, like serpents popping out of the water trying to eat you, and Vikings, like giant Vikings, like that are the size of freaking Zeus or whatnot, throwing big axes down into the water, causing huge waves to hit you. There's all sorts of weird random events that happen that quote unquote aren't actually random. They are planned, that they make the game a lot more interesting and a lot more fun. The color palettes in the game really bring out the game itself. It makes the game feel bright. There's some areas that make it feel really dark, but whenever you're riding through the water at breakneck speeds, you're always going to know where you're going because there's neon signs pointing in every which direction to point you where you need to go. The soundtrack mainly consists of rock and roll music and really heavy sounding sounds. It brings out the environments really well, makes the game clash together in a really action-y base. It flows flawlessly with the gameplay, and I genuinely enjoyed the soundtracks. It makes you kind of feel really pumped up when you're playing. Now, alongside playing quite a bit of the game, I only did about an hour or two of gameplay. I didn't even bother finishing the game because it's the same repetitive thing over and over again. If I were to give the game a rating, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10 because it was genuinely enjoyable. I spent a good amount of time playing it for the price. It is an Xbox arcade game nonetheless. It was an Xbox 360 arcade game. I played it a lot at the arcades, like I said, when I was younger, so it was just very nostalgic and I loved it all together. One thing that can make the game stretch out for a long period of time if you want to spend more than a few hours playing a $10 game is there's tons of collectibles that you can collect in the game, lots of random shortcuts, lots of hidden secrets and stuff like that. So I think that's where the main point of the game really shines, is that there's tons of collectibles to collect and lots of things to do on the side of being able to get the collectibles. So if you like that kind of stuff, it would definitely be a fun game to play for you. So like I said before, I'm going to give the game about a 7 out of 10. This is probably going to finalize the review of it. The game is fairly short, so there's not a whole bunch to talk about. If you guys want to hear more about this game or need any more information, I'd be more than happy to do a following video. If you enjoy my content, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching so much. I greatly appreciate anybody that gives the videos a view. So you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time when I make a next video.